the change. Why do you want to be the change? Well, odds are you probably don't want to be the change, but if you do decide to be the change, it will reward you in every way possible in your life. So much more than anything else that you ever tried in your life. Once you start to go within and you look at your patterns, your mental, be a good manager of your mind. What is going on up in there? Well, survey says there's a lot of weird stuff going up in our heads. And a lot of it, most of it is thankfully just our imagination and our daydreams that we believe in it. Most of the suffering that we go through is not in the event of the suffering itself. It's the years that come afterwards, where unresolved trauma, unresolved wounds, they keep popping back up in your life. Cycle keeps repeating. It pops back up in your life. You'd be like, I don't understand. Why does this always have to happen to me? It always happens to me like this. Well, that's why. Because back in the day, there was something that happened to you and you got frozen in that time a little bit. Until you go back and thaw out that frozenness that you got stuck with in that situation. Until you do that, which is where the courage comes in. It takes courage. You have to be brave. You have to go in there and you have to look at the things that you've been trying to forget about for so many years. But if you don't do it, you're going to get stuck in that pattern for the whole duration here on planet Earth. The whole time. So say you're here on 80 years and this happened when you were 7. Well, after the age of 7, you kept repeating that same pattern throughout your whole life. Unless, of course, you're 30 and then you decide that, you know what, let me do that. Let me go in there and check in with myself and see what has actually happened there. Why do I keep repeating this event? What are the similarities with these people showing up in my life? What are the similarities? How can I learn from this? How can I see what happened that first time when something emotionally gets stuck within me? And then, lo and behold, it can be just one thing. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. It can be a little thing that scared the crap out of you. And that's enough to get it stuck in your system. And then you'll keep repeating that until you look at it. Once you look at it, that's the magic. Then you can just stay in that frozen there for a little bit and then you acknowledge it. Wow, dang, that was pretty intense. Whew. And now you can have compassion with the little person that had to go through that, or you can have compassion about the adult person who is willing, able, and have courage enough to go back there and change the patterns that keeps repeating in your life. And so Esther and Abraham Hicks says, the basis of your world is one of well-being. The baseline, which is very hard to believe if you're depressed. It's hard to believe if you are judging, or it's hard to believe if you're always envious at everyone else, or it's hard to believe if you always carry that hatred and you're never going to let these off the hook, and then you walk around with the resentments in your bag and hatred in your bag. And so in those emotional states that we put ourselves in it is difficult to realize, and it's difficult to believe in even, but I'm telling the truth. I've been in all those different scenarios, and every step of the way, well-being was always available. The basis of your world is one of well-being. You can allow it or not. That's your choice. But the basis is well-being. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. Like attracts like. And so the essence of whatever you give your attention to is unfolding in your presence. So the essence of whatever you give your attention to is unfolding in your experience. Therefore, there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. This is law. And also a reminder, where do you put your attention? Because whatever it is, and this is where it comes in to be a good manager of your mind, be a good manager of your body, be a good manager of your soul. Because whatever you give your attention to, you're going to manifest into your life. And if you don't even know what you're giving your attention to, it's going to be very random and very weird what's showing up in life, which can be okay too. It makes more excitement and adventurous, but also it can be very dysfunctional and difficult for a person. Great Spirit, Father God, presence, all that is. Presence. Presence. Dreams. Dreams. Do you pay attention to your dreams? Do you remember your dreams when you wake up? I say for the most part, I don't remember my dreams when I wake up. But I do have some dreams in my wake state. We got the High Priestess, got the Four of Cups, got the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil card, the Death card. Dang, Spirit, what kind of message is this? 10 of Cups. Well, sometimes you just got to go through the trauma and the drama and figure out those patterns. True confidence comes from going through it. When you've been going through it, you've been picking up the pieces of the life that you threw away somehow. And you got to pick up the pieces and just keep on keeping on. That's the only way. Otherwise, your life will remain the same until you die. So, period. That's it. Bye. Just kidding. And we got the Knight of Cups. And there is nothing wrong with going in the patterns too. But it's like, wouldn't you want to rather have a great life here on planet Earth and feel good about it, feel confident, feel like you're in the driver's seat of your own life, feel like you have some kind of say in what happens to you. You can trust your future because you can trust yourself. And Sacral Chakra, Orange Instinct. Instinct. So this is definitely, we've got instinct, we got dreams, we got the Moon, we got the High Priestess, we got the Devil card, the Death card, and that is pretty cool. That is something that is, okay, so your well-being. The basis of your world is your well-being. All of these things is like the Moon, it's talking about something hidden. And this is in the position of where would, there's a once upon a time, there was this human being on planet Earth. Well, this human being on planet Earth, they were very poorly treated when they grew up. So from a child perspective, they had a lot of wounds and they had to retreat within themselves in order to figure out, in order to survive and to maintain their sanity. And so by doing that, they also had to forget about this, the painful betrayals of the people around them. And so when a child has to forget about the painful betrayals of the people who are supposed to create safety around them, the child is doing two things. The child is forgetting about all of that and still have to believe in something good, because this is the foundation. It's a very big world and it's a very scary world. And if you have no foundation of trust or people that you can trust, then child has to do a lot of things. And it's natural, it's a survival instinct, and it's very smart. But so child tries to forget about it and then remember just the good things. And then underneath the forget about it, there are patterns that has already been established. So say that the mother of the child is constantly criticizing the child, constantly putting the child down, constantly telling the child that, you know, you're so stupid, you can't do that, you're so stupid, you don't know how to do that, and then calling them ugly or calling them names and whatever. Now, child has some patterns of, those are the people that's supposed to love me. So when the child is like old enough to go out and find some people, then child is going to find people who resemble the people from the past. Now, child has a great, sarcastically said, opportunity to revisit those old wounds. And child will keep doing that until the end of the child's life. Unless, of course, child knows, child is now 20 years old and was just out of an abusive relationship, because child is still child, doesn't understand the new rules, that now people, that's not love. People aren't supposed to do that. And so child has to unlearn a lot of things. And hidden underneath the surface is all the answers that we ever need. So this human being walking around on planet Earth, you know how you went by that list, you're gonna do these things. So you had this list of things that you were supposed to do. And then halfway through the list, you had this deep urge, and you don't understand why. It felt so kind of right to do that. But you just felt like you needed to go out to your car and then do something and then go back to the shopping. And then you were like discussing with yourself for a long time, should I go there or should I just stay here? Or and then your rational mind, your logical mind said, just stay here. But your your unconscious mind, the high priest is showing up. So your intuition, instinct, your intuition is telling you to go there. And so you have decided to trust that feeling, because it's a strong feeling. So then, instead of trusting your list, the plan that you had put up, and all these things that are visible in your life, instead of just blindly trusting that and not listening to those inner things, ignoring everything inside, just going for this here, out here, and then eat, and then go there. And so this one's decided to, no, I'm going to go out there and check. Perhaps when you go out there and check, at that same time, there's like an accident in the store, right where you were supposed to be, but you weren't there because you listened to your intuition. So you're out in the car, or like someone that you knew from way back when that you really wanted to talk to, and they've been on your mind. And so when you're walking to your car, then you meet that person. Or perhaps like there can be so many things. And this is clearly. And also this is the dreams that you have. Do you remember them? Like, can you write them down? When you get up in the morning, can you write down some key points to the dreams that you have? There is a lot of symbolism in dreams that you can, what's it called? Like figure out, that you can learn from. Like you can figure out the symbolisms that you see in your dreams. If you write it down, you can see what they believe, now what they mean. Then you can figure out what they mean to you, how they occur in your life. And so learning to trust your inner knowledge, not the outer performance of other people, but the internal radar, the internal GPS system, is the most accurate system for your uniqueness, for who you are as your authentic person. Is going to be, if you align with your internal emotions and your intuition, if you align with that, then you are going to find your path. If you only rely on your rational mind, you might be on a great path and you might have created a great life for yourself, but you still might not be happy. And you don't understand, because I did everything that I was supposed to do, that they told me back in the day, that if you do this, you'll be set for life and you're going to be happy. Okay, so then you set out and you do that for X number of years. And then X number of years later, you're sitting there, you're like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I did all that and I'm not happy. And so learning to trust our instincts and not just being fed, whatever it is that you're being fed, there's a reason for the most part behind all the feeding. So be aware of who is feeding you and what you're being fed. Because this is why, be a good manager of your mind, be a good manager of your body, be a good manager of your soul. Because you have all the answers in there to become this remarkable, unique, authentic person that you know in your heart that you are and that you have always been. And that's the truth. And so this whole reading is like, yes, the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. And the dreams that you had, perhaps this is the dream of that loving, caring, empathetic person that is actually on your same vibration, that now you feel connected to this person. You can share your thoughts, your ideas, they can catch up, they can not catch up, they can keep up with your thinking. They understand how you think, they understand your view of the world, and they understand you. And that's like, wow, beautiful thing. Then there's the soul connection, and that's a true connection. And so all of this here whole reading is saying that yes, you let go of things like codependency. If you were that child that had that narcissistic mother or whatever, we don't even have to call it narcissistic mother. Like, most people are messed up because that's how we have been taught. And most people are completely enwrapped in their head. They're a big head with two shoes on it. And so most people are in that space. And in that space, you're completely disconnected from your true nature. And so this is why, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do, because they don't know what they do. And so surrounded by that, took those disappointments. So if you're able to take the disappointments that is surrounding, and take those disappointments, you'd cut out all the codependency. You're cutting out people pleasing. You're cutting out not feeling worthy enough. You're cutting out like all this negative self-talk. Like, why would you not be good enough? You're here on planet Earth. Why would you not be good enough as who you are? There's no measurement of what kind of qualities or what you have to do to be good enough to be a human being. No, if you're a human being, then that's period. That's it. All the rest is just details. And so to trust and rely on the hidden aspects of life is where the magic begins. And also, okay, so if you have this dream of this connection, you have to become the other half of the connection. If you want this great connection, you want this love connection, you want to share, you want to be able to talk about your feelings, you want to be able to talk about your ideas, you want to be able to do fun things together, to go on adventures together and be open and have each other's back and stuff like that, then you have to become that person who will give that. And if you're full of insecurities, or if you don't trust that you're good enough and not feeling worthy because your mom back in the day told you were ugly all the time, well, now you have some work to do. I'm not trying to laugh about it. It's not funny, but it's a little bit funny too, because we do it all the time, and then we think that there's something wrong with it, which there is not. It's just something that people told us. Now you know what to work on it, and now you can go in there and work on these things. And I'm going to promise you one thing, that if you do this, like, this is the message that is coming through today. Maybe also write down your dreams. I'm guilty, I didn't do it. I should probably do it, and I will do it. Because why not? It won't hurt. So write down your dreams. Like, what are your dreams? How specific can you be with your dreams? What is it that would make your heart sing? And sometimes it is not the gold and the glitter and the box of gold that they promise you. If you come to the finish line, it's going to be this, that. Sometimes that doesn't even have anything to do with it. Those are the worldly things. And someone said the other day, said, well, all the money belongs to God. So, and I'm blessed because I have a lot of it. And I was at work, so I had to kind of follow policies and everything. But what I really wanted to say is that, well, I'm pretty sure I remember from the good word that it says that give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and then you give to God what belongs to God. Because God is compassion, love, caring, all the good stuff, presence, the gifts of life, all the good stuff. And lo and behold, when you work on those gifts that God already gave you, that you already have it, you already are it. It always was in you, and it always is in you. On the flip side of your depression is the peace that you've been looking for. You just have to be willing, able, and brave enough to let go of it. It can be the most difficult thing because you got used to it. But if you let it go, it's going to transform everything in your life. Your whole life is going to be transformed. And you're going to be transformed from being a beggar, from being someone who is, I've been broken over here, so give me. I don't have a will. I don't have a voice. I don't know how to go out and take care of myself. I don't know how to ask for things for myself because nobody told me that it was okay for me to ask about something, or nobody told me that, oh, hey there, person, you have needs, and these needs are kind of essential as a human being. And so how can you deal with these things? How can you vocalize it? If you don't know these things, you're gonna be the beggar, and you're gonna be just needing things to be given to you without working for it. But on the flip side, if you work through that, and then you be like, okay, I'm going to show up for work. I'm just going to take one step at a time. I'm going to do the next right thing. And for the most part, people, we all know what that is. Deep within yourself, when you say hateful things to other people, it doesn't make you feel good. It does not. Like, it makes you feel more crappy. And then once you say hurtful things to somebody, maybe in a moment, it gives you a flash of, haha, I got you. That's the happiness. That's not happiness. That's not happiness at all. Like, that's just a little glimpse of nothingness. And then so work through whatever it is that you have going on. Work through it. Go through it, because your transformation is going to be mind-blowing. The 10 of Cups is like everything you dreamed. Everything that you dreamed. And the Knight of Cups is here. Everything that you dreamed. If you dreamed about a loving, caring, cooperative, like household where you can do things together, where two people are better than one person, and you work together, you have good harmony together, you have good routines together, you have good, so things become easy. Now you only have to do half of the work that you would have to do on your own, all of the work. And so if you can find that within yourself, and this is what you've been dreaming of, this transformation, the 10 of Cups is promising you that is, if you let go of just having to rely on this material world, and you can trust your instinct, your intuition, and do the next right thing, you are going to get everything that you dreamed. Everything. That's the energy of this reading. But it doesn't just show up on your doorstep. No, you have to work on it. And how do you work on it? Well, you have to be a good manager of your mind. You have to be a good manager of your body, and you have to be a good manager of your soul. And once you take care of that, then you can go out and you can attain whatever it is that you want to attain in your life. And that's the promise in this energy here that we have today. Also, it can be fearful. Sometimes it can make you feel fearful to pause and take a time out and pause and just rest is just as important as activity. If you're way drained and you're just wiped out because you're exhausted, you're no good to yourself, and you're no good to the people around you, and probably not in a good mood. And so Page of Pentacles is here. Maybe you get some learning. Maybe you can learn about like nutrition. Maybe you can learn about like effective workouts, or like how to, for example, you can learn about different types of workout. If you go to the gym, you're going to lift the barbell or the dumbbell or whatever on the bicep, and then you're going to get a nice bicep. And then, but if you do, what's it called, compound workouts or whatever, then you do one exercise. Maybe you have a barbell, and then you can do all of these things in like one movement. So you maximize your workouts and your time. So the time that you spend on taking care of yourself is, you don't have to, so you do the research, so you figure out what works best for you with the dream that you have in regards to your body. What is the dream that you have in regards to your emotional life and your experience on planet Earth? And what is the dream that you have about clarity in your mind? Follow your instincts. I sense. Going into your senses is a great way to exit out of the matrix, if you will. It's a great way to activate your presence in the moment, because once you smell something or you taste it, it's now. It's now. So whatever, if you burn incense and stuff like that, it will bring you into the now. When you feel the smell, it's gonna take you back into the room, so that you be more present. You can do that through your senses. You can do that through the inner body, and those are both pretty miraculous ways of taking you out of the whole stress of the mind and that whole thing that's going up in our heads. I connect to my deepest sense of self. That's it. That's what people are longing for. You're not really longing for someone else to come in and give you everything. You're not really longing for everything to just fall into place. That's not really the longing. The longing that people have when they lose their happiness is the deepest sense of self, for balance, guidance, and truth. So connect to my deepest sense of self. This is the whole thing, is about this. Rational mind, not so much. Instincts, how you feel about things, let that be your guidance and trust it, because that's your authentic, true voice is speaking. I release all fears and listen to the wisdom of my ancestors through the resonance of my body. I sense that dreams are going to come true and to fruition, and this loving kind of action or person that is surrounding you is going to be a good one. Now I can take a breath. That was a lot. The beautiful light in me, it honors, it respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you. And that's what we want to discover. That's the beautiful light, the authentic light. That's what we're looking for. That's when life is fun. And until next time, namaste.